They have to win Pennsylvania. They have to win Michigan. They have to win Wisconsin and Nebraska second just to barely get to 270. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, but enough of the promotional stuff, let's get into it, because I really want to talk about the ever-changing electoral map. And I know we've talked a little bit about this a couple times after the election, because, well, let's be honest, the 2024 election changed everything. Like, you look at this electoral map, and you may say to yourself, well, yeah, Republicans did pretty good. Trump won Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. You know, all the swing states on this map. He won all of them. And not just by one vote. He won these states by quite a bit. But you could argue, well, yeah, Trump won all these swing states, but it doesn't automatically mean that, yeah, this is proof that the map is changing. Well, guess what? You look further into the results and you realize, wait a minute. This was really a realignment that happened in 2024, and I want to be clear that that doesn't mean that, oh, down the line Republicans will win 500 electoral votes. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. What I am saying, however, is the more you look at these results, the more clear it becomes that, yeah, this was a realignment. Just look at some of these states. Just start with even a state like Florida. Just 5 years ago, the state of Florida was a swing state. Trump won it, not by a point, not by 5, not by just 10. He won the state of Florida by 13 points. He won Miami-Dade by 12. He won Hillsborough, won Osceola. He won everything in Florida. Look at Texas. Remember when everyone was saying that, oh yeah, Texas was the next Democrat state. Demographics are destiny. Trump or Republicans down the line will lose Texas. Look at this. Trump won Texas not by 10%. He won Texas more than he won Florida. He won Texas by roughly 13.5%. And you could keep going. Ohio, Trump plus 12. Iowa, Trump plus 13. These states for years were former swing states, but now they are Republican strongholds. But that's not really the surprise. Like, yeah, everyone with a brain thought Trump was going to win Iowa, Ohio, Texas, Florida. Now, you could argue some of us thought that he was going to win it by, you know, a state like Texas by 8 points or whatever, not by 14. But still, anyone that had a brain or were honest with themselves thought that Trump was going to win these states easily. It's just the margin he won them by that took some people by complete surprise, including myself. I thought Trump was going to win Texas by like 8 to 9 points, not by 14. It's like, holy crap, he ran it up in Texas. And you just look at the county map and it becomes apparent that, yeah, Trump did amazing in Texas. It wasn't just he did good in one county and that's it. No, he nearly won Fort Bend. He did very good in Harris County. You know, that's where Houston is. He won back Williamson, which, by the way, Greg Abbott in 2022 lost Williamson. He won back Tarrant. He ran it up in Dallas. He flipped all these Rio Grande Valley counties except 2 of them. He ran it up in every corner of the state. At this point, Blexus is dead. I don't see how, at least within the next 10 to 20 years, how can Democrats win Texas? How? Because Trump won the Hispanic vote in the state. He won the Asian vote, for crying out loud. So, or it came close to, at least. So either way, the demographics in Texas, which everyone thought, oh yeah, these are going to flip Texas Democrat, may actually be the reason Trump won Texas by 14 points. I mean, for Democrats to win the state, they have to win Houston by like 10 to 15 points. They have to do way better in Travis. I mean, Harris did not even crack 70% in Travis. They did worse in Dallas. As a Democrat, you cannot do this pathetic in these areas and expect to win Texas. But fine, you could argue, well, these states weren't really the swing states. Like, some Democrats still thought they were going to win Florida and win Iowa because of Ann Seltzer. But outside of that, no one really thought these states were going to flip. And the swing states that really mattered, Trump won all of them. He won every single actual swing state, not just a wish cast. I'm talking about the main 6. You could include North Carolina as a 7th one, but Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and if you want to, North Carolina, were these swing states. And Trump won every single one of them. The closest was Wisconsin, which still kind of boggles me and kind of, makes you kind of mad. But even then, Trump won Wisconsin by a point. He won Michigan by 1.5. Pennsylvania +2. Georgia +2. Nevada, which was like a Biden +3 state a couple years ago, or Biden +2, it voted for Trump by 3. But of all the states, the biggest swing, or at least the biggest win for Trump, came in Arizona. John McCain land? Yeah. Trump won Arizona by 5.5%. That's not a misquote. Not by 2, not by 3. He won Arizona by 5.5%. I mean, this is bad for Dems. Like, I thought Trump was going to win Arizona by like 2 to 3, but no. Not by 5.5. And it's not like, oh, he got 48%. He got 52.2% of the vote in Arizona. So at this point, you start looking at this electoral map and you realize something. Wait a minute. A state like Arizona and Nevada, those states are actually looking like they're trending to the right, which makes sense because demographics in those states are very friendly to the GOP. Imagine saying that 5 years ago, that the demographics of Arizona actually look good for Trump or the Republican Party in 10 years. Because it's a fairly Hispanic state. Not as Hispanic as some people think it is, but still, there's a lot of Hispanic voters that live in Arizona. And of course, you got a large white college-educated vote in the state, but it seems like, at the bare minimum, Democrats are kind of finding their ceiling with these voters while they're collapsing with every other demographic. Which, if that's the case, states like Arizona and Nevada in 10 years, they could be Republican strongholds again, especially Arizona. 10 years ago, yeah, it was like Romney +10 or whatever. But in recent years, it's gotten closer and closer and closer. But in 2024, it bolted way to the right, way more than anyone thought. So you start looking at the map and it's like, right now, if Arizona and Nevada are kind of these new Republican states down the line, Republicans are 252. At this point, you win Pennsylvania, you got the presidency. You win Wisconsin and, Georgia, you got the presidency. You win Georgia and let's say they change the laws in Nebraska, which they won't. You're at 269, and based on how they do a tie in the House, Republicans win. Do you see the problem for Dems here? If just Arizona and Nevada flip, right? Or I should say become Republican states. Not by 1 point, but let's just say by 3 to 5. Somewhere in that range, which I think is possible. Well, the Republican pathway to the presidency is effectively one state. Well, Democrats, they have to win everything else. They have to win Pennsylvania. They have to win Michigan. They have to win Wisconsin and Nebraska second just to barely get to 270. And in that scenario, if Republicans win Georgia, they can win anything else. It doesn't matter if it's Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nebraska second. It doesn't matter. They win a single state. Anywhere. They win. They win the Electoral College. But we're just talking about the current swing states. If we assume that these trends in Nevada and Arizona continue, and let's look at 2024. There were some other results out of states that no one thought, and the biggest surprise came in New Jersey. The state of New Jersey was within 6 points. I mean, guys, no one, and I mean not a single person on earth, really thought that New Jersey would be this close. Like, I thought it was going to be closer, just for the simple fact that, hey, if New York is shifting so far to the right, wouldn't there be at least some correlation to New Jersey? Like, a lot of people that live in New Jersey, especially the northern half of the state, they work in New York City. They have jobs there. They're impacted by the crap going on in New York City. And that's what happened. Trump won Passaic for the first time in God knows how long for a Republican. Flip Morris came close in Bergen. And this is without doing any kind of real campaigning. Like, yeah, he did one event, but that's it. He did a single campaign rally in New Jersey in like June or whatever, and that's it. And it wasn't even in the northern half of the state. It was like, I believe Atlantic City. I could be wrong. But either way, the state of New Jersey, if Republicans put effort and time into the state, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but if these trends continue, which the demographics in New Jersey are actually kind of good for Republicans, they could actually make it a, relatively speaking, competitive state. Same thing with New Mexico. Same thing with even Minnesota. I'm not saying the states are going to flip. I should be clear about that. It just means that these states that have been Democrat for decades now, there's a chance that, hey, if Republicans do just a little bit better in Minnesota, a little bit better in New Mexico, in New Jersey, Republicans could theoretically come very close or just by some miracle winning just one of these states. And if this happens, the Democrat pathway to the presidency becomes even more difficult. We're not even talking about Maine or even New Hampshire. New Hampshire actually had a big swing to the right. So let's just say New Hampshire. So you start looking at the map, it's like, wait, you don't just have to win the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nebraska second. You have to win Minnesota, hold on to New Mexico, New Jersey, New Hampshire, just to barely get 270. While under this current map, which, again, there could be a state like even, I don't know, Virginia, maybe? Which, again, some of these states like Virginia, Minnesota, it's still unlikely. But with the trends we saw in 2024, if Republicans actually put time and effort into these states and run J.D. Vance, who I think has broader appeal than Trump does, these states could be, relatively speaking, competitive. Like, especially compared to 24. These states could actually, at the bare minimum, come close to flipping. And if that happens, Democrats have to win. What is that, like 7 states? It's like 7 or 8 states just to barely win the Electoral College. While Republicans, let's assume they win Nevada, Arizona, and let's just say Georgia, for example, or yeah, let's just say Georgia. Or hell, you know what? Let's just say Michigan. Because in 2024, trends in Michigan look pretty good for Republicans. But let's just say Michigan. Which is, again, Pennsylvania would flip either way. But point is, in this scenario, you win anything as a Republican, and you win the presidency, except Nebraska second, which is probably Democrat now. But when any of these states, including New Hampshire, which is unlikely, but still, you could win New Hampshire, and under this current map, you barely win. Democrats have to win everything. They cannot afford to lose anything. In fact, they could win Georgia, win Michigan, and still lose if they lose Pennsylvania, which it voted to the right of Wisconsin and Michigan. It voted for Trump by 2. And the voter registration trends in Pennsylvania have gotten even worse for the Democrat Party. So, if you look at this map for Democrats, is there really any positives here? Just honestly, is there any good news here? If this map really expands, which based on the results of 24, based on the trends we're seeing in these states, we could see this map actually expanding. And if this does happen, at least in the next couple of years, how can a Democrat win the White House? Now, a lot could change, obviously. Maybe the Republicans the Republican Party are dumbasses, and they try to get rid of Vance or something. Maybe that could happen, I guess, or they try to go back to Bushism or whatever. But I highly doubt they're that dumb. And if they do that, then yeah, we could have a conversation about New Jersey, Minnesota, New Mexico, going back to safe Democrat. And more than likely, the GOP just being dead. But if the Republican Party embraces this new coalition, which it clearly worked, Republicans could expand the map to states that they would never have thought just 10 years ago, just a year ago. No one was talking about New Jersey or Minnesota or New Mexico a year ago. Even like 7 months ago, well, okay, 7 months ago, people were saying that Biden was collapsing, but a couple months ago, everyone thought that, yeah, New Jersey, Minnesota, New Mexico, they could swing to the right, but Trump's still going to lose them, which he did, but it was a lot closer than anyone thought. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Like usual, remember that Christ is Lord. Godspeed to all of you.